This is so fun. Hi everyone. So excited to have you here. My name is Ava Tweedy. I'm one of the Pathways representatives. I support Division J. We also have John in the room.
My name is John Newley. I support Division K for the Pathways support team.
We also have some other distinguished members in the room. We have Wafa, she's in the back, you can't see her on the video. Jean, we have some area directors. I know I'm probably not naming all of you. I'm getting distinguished looks from people. You can tell. It's very impromptu. This is mainly to celebrate Pathways. So I don't know how many, thank you, yes. I don't know how many of you were here when we launched Pathways, but this is our 2-year anniversary. Basically to the day, because emails went out the night before for some people in the morning of the 13th for others. So we just hit our 2nd year anniversary. Don't we look good for 2? Really excited. And what comes up here on June 30th, 2020?
The end of the year.
End of the year. So that is when the traditional program officially ends and everyone will move on to Pathways. So this is a big party we want to throw to get everyone excited about the transition. If you're not on it yet, that's okay. You still have time. We wanted to make sure that we gave you some information. And we're also going to have a panel discussion later where we have different members and officers of other clubs who are going to get up here and talk to you a little bit about their Pathways experience. So it's not just us talking to you, but it's actually peer-to-peer. So very excited about that. And with no more playing around, I'd like to hand it over to John, who's going to start our Pathways overview.
Thanks, Ava. Thanks, everyone, for being here. I am not going to turn you into a Pathways expert in 15 minutes. Not going to happen, all right? There's a lot to learn. It's been a huge change, and I think a very positive change in lots of ways. We've got lots of adoption from different clubs. We still have clubs that aren't heavily invested yet, and we hope that you will partner with people to get them excited about getting in if they're not in already, all right? Because as Eva mentioned, on June 30th, it's your option now, okay? So I want to show a few things that are new. It'll take me a second here to put my screen in play and share that. All right, so you should now be seeing my internet browser. And a couple things I want to show you. First, if you haven't seen it already, this is TMD's 55's Pathways page. We have our own page. There's cool stuff here. If you are new in Pathways, there are really, really good resources to use here. And one of those, I need to get to a scroll bar here, hold on. There we go, sorry. So when you scroll on this page, I'm at tmd55.org, that's the district's page. We've got our own Pathways support page. This didn't exist at the beginning of the program, and Lorraine and lots of other people collected stuff, put it here. It's well organized. One of the things that's most useful, I think, for new members are recorded Q&A sessions. So hit the link and you get a webinar that has already been held. It answers lots of questions. In an hour, you can become, maybe not an expert, but you will be off and running really quickly. There's lots of good stuff there. If you're a Basecamp manager, one of our panelists is becoming a Basecamp manager, and so she's got some other things to learn. There's a recorded session for her there too. I found those really, really valuable. They weren't there at the beginning. We're 2 years old. We're developing lots of expertise across the district that can help people. Above that, there are lots and lots of resources for people to use. I'm going to show you one of them right now. Before we I'm going to show you that, and it's a really useful catalog. And it also didn't exist when we started Pathways 2 years ago, and it's tremendously useful, right? So a couple of new things I want to show you, and the newest thing is that there's a new path. It's called Engaging Humor. It wasn't here at all a year ago. It's here now, right? I believe that part of the process of Pathways is you're going to see new paths up the mountain over time, and this is kind of the first new one. One of the reasons I want to show you this catalog is because it's really cool. It's just a PDF. You don't print it out, but you can navigate through it. So if you want to learn about engaging humor, you click on the Engaging Humor button, and you can drill all the way down to the project level in resources in every level. This really helps new members. It's really good to use the assessment on the Pathways site, which we'll see. This is another tool for people who like to see everything. They have that fear of missing out. You know, I have to pick one, but what am I not picking here? This is a way for them to engage the content. I also use it all the time because I want to see what's coming up next in my own path. And you know, if I'm building a social media presence, I click on that, and now I've got the project description and the project resources right there. So this catalog turns out to be a pretty good way just to organize your Pathways life outside of the application itself. Very, very useful, and I really appreciate that it's right on the Pathways page. The other thing I wanted to show, let's go ahead and get into Pathways here. Let me get to the right tab, and this tab is always not where I want it. Can I slide this control lever somehow?
You can. If you drag it.
There we go. So here's Pathways. This is our learning experience, the welcome page. I'm going to access my path through Basecamp here. This is the one I wanted to use. There's our Go to Basecamp button. Basecamp is where people start their educational experience in Toastmasters. Who in this room has not been in Basecamp yet? Probably everybody's here at some level, unless you're pretty new. If you're a new member, right, and you haven't been in Pathways before, that's a great place to start once you pick the path. All right.
Yay, new members!
A couple of things I wanted to show you that are, I think, really important. And one of those is, I'm just going to go into access my particular path. So this is John Newley's path. We'll see what he's doing. This is my education transcript, and it is a great place for me to see what I've completed and what I haven't completed, right? So I want to get into my path is strategic relationships, and you should, once this loads, you'll see all the things that I can do in this particular path. I'm going to show more here, or open the curriculum, sorry. So you can see now, I'm at level 3. I've got some elective projects that I've actually done, but I haven't completed in Pathways yet, right? So I've given the speech, but I haven't completed everything I need to do online. So one of the things I wanted to demonstrate here, because this happens over and over and over in my experience as a VP Ed. How do you know you're done with the project, okay? Because you've taken it partway through, and it seems like you're completed, you've given the speech, but maybe your VP Ed or your Basecamp manager goes, yeah, I don't see that you've done that project. Part of the deal here is that check mark right there you want to look for. And if you've seen that check mark, that means that project, Pathways knows the project is complete. I've got another one up here that's in, I have actually started a project creating effective visual aids. And it is, I'm going to go ahead and launch that, it'll take a second. But one of the things I wanted to show is there's a pre-assessment and a post-assessment in almost every Pathways project. And when you give the speech and don't come back and do the post-assessment, you're never going to see that check mark. And I see particularly new members, they get that confused pretty often. So I'm going to just show you real quickly. You can, the project is open now. This is what the assessment looks like before, right? The purpose of this is, how much do I know about this project? How's it going to benefit me? Right? The other piece is really after your project is done. This is the thing that people forget to do. They forget to assess your skills after, right? Where you go, what did I learn from this project, right? How do I feel it went? Did I learn something specific? It's a really good self-coaching exercise to ask yourself at the beginning, what do you need to learn? And ask yourself at the end, what did I learn? So that's good educational design. The other thing I wanted to emphasize in Pathways now is, what's the thing I wanted to show? Log in again. Sorry, I thought I had this one queued up. I will find it. Sorry, I glitched, so log me out. Let's go back to home here. Okay, here we are again. So there's something that that I want to emphasize, something that's been useful in my club and I think is underused in Pathways, and that's giving feedback, right? Lots of clubs do this in a written ballot in the meeting. Some clubs do it verbally. We always have an evaluator for prepared speech. This is another way I like to use, for the people that have been around a while, the old CL manual example. We had somebody in my club meeting whose job it was every week to give feedback on the Competent Leader Manual. That's the legacy program. In Pathways, there's kind of a replacement for this, and that's giving feedback. And so in everybody's profile, you can give actual feedback to people. And my club has put a role that one of our new members called this, we should call this role Badge Master.
Yes.
Right? So this is the person every week, their job is to go to Pathways, give somebody feedback. Now, anybody can do that anytime, but what our challenge was, how do we get our new members actually giving people feedback? And so just like they have a turn to be the timekeeper, just like they might have a turn to be the joke master in my club or the invocator, some weeks they get to be a badge master, and the badge master has to go and give somebody feedback. And if they do really well, they can go, let's say I'm the badge master, I know I want to give Olu some feedback. Olu's a member in my club. There she is. I want to give Olu some feedback because she's an awesome BB Ed. And now I have the opportunity to do that. Anything I type in here, I can either say I want everybody to see this feedback for Olu, that's public. Probably better be saying something positive about her. Right? Or, you know, maybe Olu and I are in a mentoring relationship because she's the new VP Ed, I'm mentoring her. And maybe I want to give her a little piece of constructive advice that I don't want to make public. I can just share that with just Olu, right? If Olu's done something fantastic, I can also award her a badge. And that badge can be a number of things. And my club's really turned on to this. It's like when you see somebody do something inspirational in a meeting, and it's not always in a speech, right? It could be somebody that does something brave in table topics for the first time, maybe. That inspires me. It's really nice to award somebody an e-badge, just like we give ribbons, and make that part of your club culture. And so one of the reasons I wanted to make sure we demonstrated this is because I think this would be a great ad for club culture. And people that are focused on Pathways and just individual education, sometimes we're not using this. So think about creating that badge master in your club and doing that. I think it's an underused capability, and I think you will like it. The other thing that I think is underused is at the end of level 2, there is actually an optional path. And I'm not going to navigate to it here, but anybody know what that optional path is?
Mentorship.
Right.
Woo,
Right?
mentorship.
So new members come in, they go level 1, level 2 in my club, and see what you think of this. The model is that person should now go through that mentoring program and mentor a new member, right? You've made it halfway through your first path, roughly, and you can take some time out to help a new member, because having an old member help the newest member, that can work, but those new eyes from somebody that's been through level 2 for the first time, they're actually the most helpful for somebody that's just walking in the door. And it's your opportunity to mentor someone. And that path helps you learn how to be a good mentor. And you do it actually by connecting with somebody that's doing that. So optional mentorship path after level 2, check it out, you'll like it. I'm at the green. Are there any questions from anybody that you'd like to ask? Wafa?
John, when you send a badge, does the member receive a notification, or do they have to go into Pathways to see it?
So you actually have to log into your Pathways Basecamp and look at your feedback area here, right? So you can also see, I can see Olu's public feedback here. If I go to my profile page, let's actually do that. You can see other people's feedback for me. Here's me. I hope I've got some positive feedback to show here. Let's look at the feedback I got last. Okay, Jason said, my speech was inspirational on many levels and was greatly appreciated, and I did not even pay Jason to do that. So, hey, that feels really good. right? And it's really nice for people that have been around a while to be able to point the finger at themselves like Phil Alsey, say you're awesome, right?
Yeah.
Question?
The feedback the person give is it based on a specific project?
In this case, it can be anything, right? We also have an evaluation concept where prepared speaker gets a formal evaluation. And I can show you where to handle that. Sometimes that's confusing to people too. Let's go back to the Pathways homepage. Not there. I'm failing navigation here. Too many tabs open. I'm going to go back to the home page. And this can be confusing, particularly for people that haven't done an evaluation in Pathways before. But it's right at the top. So if you've got to do an evaluation for somebody, or you're a speaker and you need the evaluation form to give to your evaluator, this is the place you go. So click on that blue button, and now you have links to all the evaluation resources. So if you are, what's the first project in every path? The Icebreaker, of course. You're introducing yourself to the club. So somewhere here I should have Icebreaker. It's all the way at the
bottom is the second column.
These are
Yeah.
in alpha order, right? So when you click on Icebreaker there, that will bring up and let you download the evaluation resource from that project, right? Give that to your speaker if he doesn't know about it yet. Use it in your evaluation of the speaker. And then the question is, what do I do with that, right? Who owns that evaluation resource after the evaluation is given? Who does it belong to?
Speaker.
That's right, the speaker, all right? It's not the evaluator. Think about the old program. I would fill out somebody's manual, hand the manual back to them. I fill out the evaluation resource, I hand it back to the speaker. The speaker can actually scan that and upload it here if they want to, and make it part of their portfolio. Not everybody uses Pathways to manage their artifacts like that, but you can. There's a resource to do it. Other questions? I'm almost out of time.
You found it.
Okay? 5 more, go ahead. No, she's just saying, you all have 5 minutes to ask questions. Fire away as you'd like it, or we'll move on.
I have a question.
Please.
As far as visibility,
No, I got it.
Okay.
when somebody gives feedback and
Right.
they say, hey, everyone can see this, is that applicable to everybody's profile in that club?
it's-
Or is it just only limited to that person?
So if you're giving feedback to someone, you can make that, when you hit everyone, that everyone means everybody in your club that's in Pathways.
Okay.
All right? Not the whole world,
Sure.
right? Just your club. And then the private, of course, only you and I could see it if you were giving me private feedback.
So from your profile, you'll be able to see other people's feedback?
As long as it's public, that's right. Yep.
And only if you're in Pathways.
And only if you're in Pathways, right? We still have club members with, some of whom have been in Toastmasters a long time that are working, finishing up programs and aren't active in Pathways yet. And so when you search for them, they may not come up in the search bar. It's because they haven't joined Pathways yet.
So we have a question online. You did talk
Please.
about how you don't get notified if someone gives you feedback.